大家好，我是 BLG 的辅助圈。
可以看到，在进入到淘汰赛之后呢，你们每一场比赛都是以3-0的比分进入到下一轮的。那今天你们能够继续延续自己的火热状态吗？
上2场的话运气比较好嘛，今天的话就看我们整体的配合。
好的，也非常期待你们的表现。那第二个问题就要问到了，因为之前可以看到，在常规赛当中，你们面对 JDG 是2度落败。那今天在赛前，大家有没有做什么样的针对性的调整，来让你们更容易赢下这场比赛呢？
没有做什么调整，今天就正常打就好。
好的，也期待。
Like Yunara, at least when you transcend. You are with that item, with Yunara, with Cannon.
Meanwhile, on the top side, see that Xiaoshu might have taken a bit of an ill-fated TP as Shun is waiting for him as soon as he arrives. There's a 3-talent strike, immediately channeled the stun.
Yeah. So a win today, I think, would be a lot in his favor.
Ninja right back to the scene of the crime where he picked up first blood. He hits level 6 after stealing the Grop and has the Cataclysm available. However, he gets rooted up, and now Knight has arrived with a Realm Warp. Hongq in with the Weaver's Wall, but it might just be a little bit too late. Junja is able to escape with less than
Knight can't punish, so Sudden wins his hard. That being said, Shun looking to punish up top.
Dominus already popped, but it might be just a little bit too few health tick. Experiences on it. Now have a bit of a fight in the mid lane. Junja going to EQ Apashin, going to follow. We have the Dragon about to spawn, and that's why these teams looking a little bit more eager to go for a fight. On flashes forward, lanes that 2-man Pop Blossom, and Hongq is taken down. Junja will respond with a kill onto On, then uses the Cataclysm and his flash to escape, but in comes the Realm Warp, and BLG are now sending 3 back onto the J4.
In terms of what's in your inventory, they turn it into a lot of plays bot side. Meanwhile, top side, Knight looking to be turned.
Trying to force something onto Knight, but he just
having the same resources as this game continues. So I feel like the gold allocation so far better for JDG as
they get the Dragon started up here by Billy. Hongq throws at the Weaver's Wall. It actually separates On and Shun from the rest of the team, so giving a little bit of time for JDG to strike. In goes Junja, and he steals the Dragon away. That's soul point in for JDG. Flashes on out and will survive. But the Pop Blossom for On is able to find 2, and Gala is shut.
The Weaver's Wall into that True Shot barrage from Gala. Actually, and Gala a little bit too far forward in that fight was found.
Ooh, Hongq, a greedy reset might be punished here. Knight gonna be able to flash forward and land that overload. 7 to Fearless for that to happen in the current meta state. Hongq in some trouble, gets stunned up by the Pop Blossom, and yeah, this Talia is just dead. Knight's gonna be able to land the final blow, and JDG tried to defend him, but it's gonna be disaster. Bin goes in with a slicing Maelstrom, and
being found like that as well. Bin had
able to barely dodge away from that ability. In goes Junja, but it's a little bit too late, and the Weaver's Wall is going to cut him off. Junja now has to flash away, and that's going to be free Dragon and maybe even more here for BLG. That is the first kill given over to Bin. He flashes back into the pit for safety. One more seismic shove will mean a shutdown.
In favor of JDG, that said, Bin just used the Baron empowered recall.
On. Doesn't use the flash, and now could be in some trouble. Hongq is
on more than one occasion now in this mid game. Yeah, and for BLG, I'm a little bit surprised. They've really taken over the Baron side.
They're going Wall going to cut off Shun's advancements as well. So the soul is secured, but BLG want to try to fight in the meantime. They go for the Wind Becomes Lightning onto Xiaoshu, slowed down by the bolas of Viper as well. Xiaoshu going to be able to pop the Dominus, but is going to get sniped down by the Transcendent Laser. And Viper gets on the board first for Billy. It's a 45 on the map with Baron buff in their hands, so they're going to try to use this.
My default blanket statement is no. I do not Elder Dragon. So, I just, with how creative do we get with these Realm Warps and who we send in? Speaking of creative.
Oh, they could go for the big carry right here. That is already very low, and Bin has that ultimate about to come on to cooldown. He uses the Hex Gate to get over, and this would be a big fight to use that slicing Maelstrom. When will it arrive? Crescent Guard comes down. The Elder is flipped and secured by JDG. Already the Elder has procced, and the Guardian Angel is about to be expired. The pressure that they're able to give on to Billy. Now they're in the enemy base, and Bin has a flank angle underneath this mid lane inhibitor turret that has already gone down. The Nexus Tower is under fire. The first one is going to fall first. Second inhibitor down. Bin has to go now or the game will just end. And he is with the slicing Maelstrom. They'll be able to nearly take down Hongq, but he flashes away and will not fall. JDG were down gold, but they were not down in spirit. They get a triple kill for Gala and claim game 1 of this best of 5.
That game, none of them to win.
hopefully an allegory for how the rest of this game is a lot. And it looks like Viper's going to answer with another safe AD carry.
I like the draft that JDG built much better here. I think the ability to hunt that On took could be punished here.
Now, Monkey taking a lot of damage now, dinging level 4 just the right time. Justice Punch does land, and allows Knight to take a tower shot. He's going to flash for the wall with Junja here. He's going to flash, follow, and teleport back to safety. But it looks like he's thinking more about a play onto Honkyu in the mid lane. This Galio has no flash. He is way too far forward in the mid lane. And they're going to give first blood over to Knight. Gotten him level 6, and that takes away a dragon.
You didn't learn this from Punch the Monkey?
Oh. To almost take down Xiaoxu single-handedly if things go well. There goes both ultimates, Public Decision and the Paranoia. Fear still lands onto Bin despite the flash. The Equalizer is going to come out. Bin not going to be in a great position here. He's at 300 HP, pops the Scrap Shield, and will be able to survive. BLG controlling the neutral objectives at this point, and that is going to be a big win for their competition. As we see Viper valking forward onto an exhausted Gala as well. Rocket nearly taking him down for Billy Gaming. We'll see what soul it is, because that could have significant. Xiaoxu trying to allow for this tower to go down. Gonna get some help from Junja again. Bin flashes this time, but won't be able to get away from that public execution. Junja on the board again. That's first tower over to JD Gaming. A teleport is gonna come in from Knight to cut Junja off. Will be a casualty of the enemy jungler, and we'll see what that means in terms of ramifications for Herald. Before, but remember that they always have
on the way in. I'm not sure if he knows or not. It looks like he does. But BLG kind of stuck here.
About to break out in the Herald. Goes on. They immediately knock up Vampire and they take him down. In goes the Paranoia here, but it's Junja on a one-way trip and he wins. But this Baron is melting to all 5 members of BLG. JDG still want to fight. Whoa. In goes Xiaoxu, finds the public execution on the Viper, but he's now in a 1v3 in the back of the pit. Hero's entrance comes out. Hongju's able to knock up 3, but will the damage be enough? Baron secured by Billy, but the health bars are ticking, and Gala's in the back line. Killer Instinct finds a double kill, and he's still weaving his way around. Knight able to eventually take him down with the weirding, but JD... The Baron buff's still in the hands of 2 members.
It can really make up for it, and Gala's not... Oh, hold on.
Oh, in goes Xiaoxu. Right into the middle of 4, but it's a beautiful delivery system for Honkyu, and Viper is taken down. 1-0 in favor of JDG, and the Paranoia has gone in on tonight. He goes between worlds to try to escape the likes of Junja, and Vampires also died. Honkyu ticking low. Has to use the Justice Punch to get away, and Knight is still... Another time. Control ward here in the bottom side. JDG having to poke and prod their way into the pit. Dragon already at 1,000. In he goes again! This is ridiculous at this point. Junja's the smite god, but will they win the fight? Taunt is going to connect onto a lot of members, but Knight's still going to go between worlds. It's a double kill for Viper, looking for a third.
He's hit all the smites. He stole away the Elder. He's stolen away 2 dragons in this one, and...
Another public execution.
Whoa!
Xiaoxu going to pull the trigger. It is on to Knight, but the Paranoia is going to come forward as well. Between world only onto 1, but it takes the enemy jungler down. 1-0, soon to be 2, as Xiaoxu goes down. JDG went to...
A little bit lacking from JDG. Pretty much Kai says to make up for the lack.
JDG playing split map a little bit here. Xiaoxu's going to take this tier 2. Now looking for Knight as well, but Shun has joined at just the right moment. Public execution alongside the Paranoia, nearly able to take Knight down. Junja still following up with the Fear. Gets a big shutdown, but will cost...
Yeah, no Junja to smite this one away as he went down. Really good predict from Xiaoxu.
Significantly reduced HP pool. Junja and Shun fighting it out right now. Both their Conquers already been procced. But the poke damage from the side of JDG is starting to hold true. In goes the depth charge. Will they set up a public execution? They find the likes of Viper, but he valks away from the hero's entrance and is still alive. Vampire's down, and Knight just runs the other side of the fight. It's a double kill already for the Aurora, and one last ditch effort from JDG was not enough.
And BLG able to keep Gala out, find the win for themselves as they even up. The pick for him throughout his career, the one that, you know, Gala's really for JDG of being able to play the map on a mid. Like, the Mel feeds into what the MF Seraphine wants to do. It's going to be a pretty nice start here as Junja doesn't look like he can fight Shun.
He has that Conqueror
hold
proc,
on.
but again, Junja
Vampire's here,
gonna
Vampire's
get
here.
stronger as the health is lower. Vampire's here,
Great
pops the
flash.
heal, pops the shield. Junja nearly goes down, but it will be Shun to pick up first blood for Billy Gaming. They're gonna get a second onto Vamp.
You have a TF on your team to attack his own lane with the free gank setup he gets. That's denied, but also kind of a low-range comp. And oh, that's a root.
That's gonna be it on to Honkyu. No
Expecting to see him look for wraps.
ultimate used here by Bin perfectly alongside. JDG know exactly where the opposition is, but Shun now going to jump over the wall, potentially creating another 50-50. Encore going to be matched, but Gala cleanses it. Going to be the Dragon secured by a JDG. In goes the rest of the fight, and Junja starting to pop off with the Wild Growth. Gets one before eventually dropping. Bullet time coming out from Viper at 1 HP. Will be enough to take Gala down, and Knight shuts down Honkyu on the backside as well.
The focus here.
Window could be opened here, but Knight just clears the entire of the way. They're going to go for it anyway because I guess they have to. Reflect going to be used perfectly, and in goes the Golden Eclipse to make it a 1-for-1. Honkyu stood for a little bit too long underneath the turret, nearly would have gone down with one more turret shot, but Knight's able to make it a 1-for-1 for now, but Shun jumps forward to make it by BLG.
Again, look to see who Vampire's empowering. I think giving Whimsy to Honkyu makes a lot of sense for me. Just speeding up that gold card coming in.
Been tickled at the most by the entirety of the damage of Honkyu. In goes Junja with the Ragnarok, doing a ton of damage, but will not drop just yet. Able to get away with the blast cone is on, and Shun takes him down.
I kind of like the scaling it for BLG later on, but Road felt like that could have maybe been the buff as on.
Another great Mikhails, but this time it's not going to matter. Junja finally getting onto the board. Wild Growth on top of him as he's found Knight in melee range. That's going to be a shutdown. And Junja with a double kill. Able to get JDG back in the winner's circle for now. Bin goes forward with that unstoppable onslaught, but unable to find a knockup. Junja no longer has the Ragnarok, but still has some damage, and Gala's been untouched with the Ranger's focus. Bullet time is flashed away from, as everybody from JDG will go in, take Bin down. He flashes away at 100 HP.
And how well On played his way out of that one, but On used their big linchpins for each team's composition. As Herald drop, BLG will take the mid inner turret for themselves.
Earlier, get the opportunity to maybe opt only for a fight you really want. But looks like BLG want to fight instead of going for the Drake, but in goes Junja once again. He's empowered. He shuts down Viper, but he will go down in a trade. Teleport has come in, and Xiaoshu now arriving to the fight. Shun is exhausted, but it will be Knight going golden, and Xiaoshu jumps on top of him, taking the Mel down. Double counter strike, and Xiao only Bin remains, but he won't for much longer.
JDG.
Now the Dragon going to be the focus, but that might not even happen until Shun goes down. He forced the use of the Unbreakable, and now here goes Junja again with the Ragnarok. Honkyu going very far forward, but it's going to be able to take down Knight. Xiaoshu not able to land a stun with the counter-strike.
Scion, pretty good. Health stacker.
Knock up on the Gala. Junja's about half HP. This could be an opportunity for BLG to go in, but the Ragnarok's already been popped, and Junja will remain invulnerable for now. Charm going to land on it too. Xiaoshu has been targeted. Gala flashing away for the bullet time, but the Jax is very low. Taken down by the Golden Eclipse, and Knight has found his moment. Dash forward from Shun, takes Gala down, and now BLG are the ones on the comeback train. Into the hands of JD Gaming. They're going to look for more. Xiaoshu jumps forward. Another multi-man counter-strike, and Knight is going golden, but waiting for his eventual demise. Viper on the run, but he's not going to be able to run much farther from Xiaoshu.
Grapes, of all the setup that we had coming into this series, we'd spent and they didn't have the answer, the solution to really fight the Olaf in the way that was necessary.
It is important to note, this Ziggs is flexible. It could go down.
Kind of an interesting way, though, to find hard C. He's continuing, too. He's going to E over. Smite fight? Yep.
He's going to get it. Yeah. No smite on Shun. Means that he's able to pick this one up. A couple of extra minions this time, remembering that the small frogs are important. Shun, though, flashing over the wall. Now going to have Junja in a bit of trouble. Junja flashes the opposite way, and now it's Knight with priority. And to buy as many seconds as possible, and it should be... No, it's first blood. He smite fights. Who wins it? This time Shun gets the upper hand. Now he's level 5 as well. Should be able to jump on out, and that's a nice...
Making his way up to the Krugs. He burns the ult.
Rush forward. Oh, he's trying to find him in the bush. Dashes in. Oh, cancels the recall, lanes a charm. Will it be enough damage? Not just yet. But Shun's at 100 HP, going to try to cancel the back, or channel the back, I should say, before Xiaoshu arrives. Needlework not going to connect, almost the third one. In a very bad spot, should most likely go down. Honkyu taking tower aggro though, and Bin's hit Mega, and Shun will not go. He's still alive, finally. Xiaoshu goes forward with the snip, but he makes it a 1-for-1, and it should be more after that, with Knight finally being able to arrive to the play. It's 3-1 now on the scoreboard for Billy Gaming, and they can make it a little bit more. Bin jumping over the wall. Game 3.
Yeah, I don't think that we're in a position where we get disastrously outscaled here as BLG, as Honkyu. He's going to spot Shun.
Oh, Shun. He's going to flash in. Did not
half of this too is Shun again going to continue to keep power farming.
Pressure that their opposition has brought towards them. As I say that though, Bin goes forward, lands the Mega Gnar to send Xiaoshu back, and On is immediately there with the Solar Flare. And Shun, decent movement speed from the Hyperprox, flashes away from that final Q, and in comes Shun to turn the tides. That's one on to Xiaoshu, a second on to Junja, sure to follow. Knight's the one to secure.
In the league, Thresh is a champ where you can really demonstrate player skill. Vampire doing a good job of that. I'm talking through that one. Oh, Shelly.
Maybe too much. Depending on...
Okay, so Bin bases navigates the gank a little bit. Evolved Claws ripping through that.
That's why maybe we're even feeling worse. Junja gonna get slowed down here by the Solar Flare. Locked down by a lot.
Vampire. Ooh, guess wrong.
Yeah, Knight's gonna go forward as well with the Mimic. Take him down.
His camps anymore. As that's a bold play.
Blast Cone, no ulti this time, and that means that Junja's gonna go down. So a great fight, I guess. Honkyu's looking for some sort of trade, but not gonna happen.
Big gold lead, and we're not stopping there. As Geraldo Rift Hera.
Most important of games, that being here in the postseason. So Knight looking to take BLG all the way to 5 here, as Bin, alongside a downtown snipe from Viper, is able to get a kill on a Vampire, and now On is looking for more on to Junja. Satchel sends Junja back.
I don't want to see that. I would like a game 5 tonight, Graves. This series has been fun.
Oh, Knight
by Gala
goes in, and Gala is just deleted. There's a double kill again for Shun, who's having his way with his old team, going for Vampire next, a triple. There was no other way for it to go down. Respawns have come through, but the Nexus is gone. BLG. So far, there's really no other way for this one to go. I mean,
Hindu Callista that is left. I like this a lot more.
Anivia support in Game 5 is potentially, and I think we can just say this, the first Anivia support ever in a Tier 1 league. And it's being played here by On in Game 5 of the upper finals, and they're already issuing their dominance, going cross-map to try to deny as much of the invade as possible onto Junja. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane,
we're learning with everyone else.
We're all learning.
Mike and Eggs.
Oh, this is not going to work well, as the egg will be procced here. We'll see if JDG can finish it off, but Knight's able to do a lot of damage back on a Vampire. It'll just be the one kill.
On support Anivia, that might be important as Spee.
Starfall forward. Oh, nice handshake from Vampire. Make sure that...
Yeah, I don't think that this is a fight that JDG wants to sign up for. Vampire going to get caught, though.
Oh, he's trying to hold his flash. Will he be able to? No. Ends up taking...
Well set up by On. Over this, ward snuck in by Vampire. On's going to pop the sweeper. Meanwhile, trades top. Maiden's been dropped. Death Realm used.
Just going to delay. And meanwhile, it's going to be Knight teleporting in to be able to join his top laner upon his emergence from the Death Realm.
Able to have enough to tank to finish the Herald. Again, it kind of answered by Champ Strengths and Viper making his way. You're playing for Lane. You're playing to scale. So far, he's done a nice job of getting resources for himself, even if he's going to have to give away some here. As Herald was dropped top side.
In a good position. Meanwhile, we have a 2v1 opened up here. In the bottom side is Bin.
Has this Dragon. Bin does have TP available. No Flash, no Maiden, though.
It looks like JDG do not want to sit and wait for the next Dragon. They want this one right now. A big Glacial Storm is here for On, but he gets crowd controlled and Fate Sealed back in. Gonna be a big hostile takeover. It lands onto Bin, but already Junja has gone down. Viper's picked up his first kill. Knight's in the Death Realm. He dashed away with the Abscon, but the Dragon's already gone.
Maybe you can get something, but committing to the full fighter into the river is a little risky. On's gonna fall.
It's on to On. The Anivia egg is still popping. It's not down just yet. Finally, the Boomerang Blade will take it, but Honkyu will die in response. Viper gets on the board once again, and now Knight's hungry for more. His smite available. He's stolen a number of objectives already in this series. Can he find it again? No. It's immediately bursted down by BLG without much to say about it. Wall cuts off Vampire for a little bit, but JDG are still hunting. They're still looking for a fight. Knight goes for the chain, not going to find it onto Gala, but he's still being singled out. Death Realm onto Shun, on tank very low, with that Arcane Storm starting to do a lot of damage. The egg is out, but now Hongq is trapped into the bins. Burst, there goes Viper, gets the kill onto Gala, and that might be the fight that breaks the camel's back. Knight is going to be able to run Xiaoshu down, and JDG had their mistakes, and now they want revenge internationally. 3-2 over.
Those were dropped in good enough places between Vampire and.
赛后采访，我是主持人洛欣。那在这里，我们首先要恭喜 BLG 获得了本场比赛的胜利。我们有请到赛后采访的是辅助选手以及教练 Daeny， 二位好，先跟大家打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是辅助圈。
인사 부탁드립니다.
大家好，我是 BLG 主教练 Daeny。
好的，欢迎二位啊！今天你们是鏖战5局，终于赢下了这场和 JDG 的一个胜者组的决赛。那也可以说呢，你们也是拿到了第一张前往全球先锋赛的一个门票。此时此刻，心里面的感受是更多的是兴奋呢，还是终于悬着的一颗心稍微放下来一点了？两位都跟大家分享一下吧，先从恩开始吧。
今天因为自己还是犯了很多失误嘛，然后但是最后还是靠着我们团队赢下来，所以现在很兴奋。
非常的兴奋。那 Daeny 教练呢？
일단 퍼스트스탠드 진출하게 됐는데 지금 심정은 어떠신지 궁금하대요.
일단 좋은 선수들이랑 같이 국대전 이제 나가볼 수 있어서 벌써 설레고 그렇지만 아직 LPL 이제 결승전 남아 있으니까 잘 준비해서 LPL 우승하고 싶습니다.
首先很激动吧，就是能够跟一些很优秀的选手能够一起进入到 Post-JDG， 但是目前还有 LPL 的一个第3单决赛在等着我们，所以我们需要好好准备。
好的，大家都还是着眼放得更长啊。那可以来先看看我们决胜局的这一把。那这一局呢，欧文是选出了冰鸟辅助，可以说是这么多年在 LPL 的一个震撼辅助位上的首发。那想问为什么会有这样的选择？两位分别从自己的角度，一个是从教练的角度，一个从自己辅助位的角度来说一说选择的原因吧。
首先，因为冰鸟辅助的话，它手特别长嘛，有600码的射程，然后在下路的话，很容易拉扯一些短手的 AD。 然后他在中期的话，能对那种没有位移的 AD 用 W 来产生很大的威胁嘛。然后，这个英雄就是还是在韩服看了一下那个路人玩，就薄荷冰鸟玩，然后借鉴了一下。
那你平时玩的多吗？但我们看到你是有一些熟练度在这个冰鸟辅助上面的。
就最近2天练习了一下。
哦，临时练习了一下，非常的不错，拿出来今天也是获得 MVP 啊。那先来给大家，要不先分享一下你的一个冰鸟的一个操作的或者是出装的思路。
冰鸟的 Q 跟 W 是有一点小技巧嘛，就是 Q 别人的同时用 W 把别人挤回来，别人可能就来不及反应嘛。然后出装的话就是时光，然后其他的就看情况出。
OK， 那各位辅助位的召唤师。 我们可以去峡谷里面试一试了。那接下来想问一问 Daeny 教练啊，你是从怎么样从教练的角度呢去看这个冰鸟辅助的选择？
5번째 세트에서 감독님께서 이제 NBR을 픽하게 되셨는데 어떤 생각으로 이런 픽을 하게 됐는지 궁금하대요.
일단 온 선수가 연습하고 있는 거 알고 있었지만 그래도 다른 후보군도 같이 있었어요. 당연히 저희가 이제 서폿을 4픽으로 내려야 되다 보니까 그런데 온 선수가 너무 자신 있어 했고 그리고 상대방 바텀이 둘 다 이제 메이 웨이더 인종이다 보니까 이거는 많이 괜찮겠다 해서 네, 저도 좋게 생각했습니다.
其实平常的话有看到欧文选手在练这个英雄，当然我们在4罗的时候也有一个备选的一些辅助英雄，那当然就是我们面对一个没位移的对面下路的时候，觉得这样的选择是好的，所以我们锁了下来。
也都是基于当场的情况来做了一个最优的选择。那可以看到，今天其实5局比赛，每一局其实从 BP 上面都看到了双方的一个博弈。那这方面呢，也想请问一下 Daeny 教练，今天的这5场比赛里面，你最满意的是哪一把的 BP？
오늘 경기 중에서 제일 마음 들었던 밴픽은 어떤 세트였는지 궁금하대요.
그래도 사실 이제 경기 내용이랑 이어질 수밖에 없지만 네 번째 판이 네, 저희가 초반에 조금만 유리해지면 진짜 좀 쉽겠다라고 생각했던 것 같아요.
当然这个也需要连接到我们一个就是游戏的内容吧。但是像第4局的情况，就是说当时在想，如果我们前面没有出现事故，能够就是安稳度过的话，觉得是肯定能赢得下来的。
好的，选择了第4局的这个 BP 作为自己今天最满意的一个 BP 的结果。那可以看到，其实今天的5局比赛对于 BLG 来说呢，5局前期都是有很大的优势的，但是有2把都被翻盘了。想问问这2把被翻盘的局 ，Daeny 教练，你在训练室看到的时候，当时是什么样的心情和感受？
당연히 오늘 경기 5판 다 이제 초반에 유리했는데 이제 2세트 이제 초반 유리한데 역전당했는데 이제 휴식실에서 어떤 생각을 많이 하셨는지 기분이 어떠셨는지?
일단 저뿐만 아니고 선수들이 제일 답답할 수 있어요. 왜냐면 이제 5명이서 하는 게임이다 보니까 이제 자기 자체는 다 잘했다고 생각할 텐데 져서 이제 사실 그럴 때 서로 누구의 잘못을 탓하다 보면은 저희가 다음 판을 못하기 때문에 그래도 어떤 실수들을 반복해서 하고 있는지 잘 알고 있어서 잘 타일러서 다음 판 준비하겠다는 생각을 했고 그리고 아직 저희가 시간이 많기 때문에 이런 실수들이 나오는 걸 잘 극복한다면 더 좋은 성적을 낼 거라고 생각했습니다.
当然不仅仅是我吧，就是对于我们选手来说也是比较郁闷的，遇到前期优势我们会去被翻盘的这种情况。那在这样的情况之下，我们不能够就是说互相彼此的一些责怪，更重要的是互相去做鼓励，然后 好好准备下一局。当然，对于我们来说还是有时间的。那通过这样的一个事例，我们好好积累经验，也会变得更好。
好，感觉 Daeny 教练整个人还是比较稳定的。那可不可以再现一下当时你在训练室的一个状态和场景呢？
그때 어떤 모습이었는지 한번 보여줄 수 있는지?
그게 이제 팬분들한테 송출되는 상황은 어쨌든 선수들이 경기하고 있을 때니까 제가 그 순간의 감정을 최대한 다 풀려고 하고 그리고 선수들이 왔을 때는 그렇게 똑같이 제가 모든 감정을 쏟을 수 없으니까 그래서 저는 이게 좀 두 상황이 다르지 않나. 그러니까 선수들이랑 같이 있을 때랑 일단 이제 제 경기를 관전하면서 제 화를 빨리 다 식혀야 되니까 그렇게 되는 것 같아요.
当然，我想分享给大家的是，当我在跟选手的时候，我不能是以那样的一个就是表现嘛。那当然，我在选手们还没回来的时候，我先把自己发泄完，等选手们回来，我又是一个另一个样子。
好的，那此刻我是比较想知道欧文啊，在你们第3局被对面翻盘结束之后，大家心里会不会有点忐忑，害怕回到训练室面对教练的一些的交代呢？
我的话就还好吧，他说什么就听嘛。
那我想问问，每当面对这种情况的时候，队里面情绪最稳定、心态最乐观的是哪一位呢？还是说大家都比较乐观？
勋跟 K 黄吧。
好，勋跟 K 黄，那他们在第3局结束之后有跟大家说什么话吗？
只能打个第5把来。
只能打个第5把了，但是我们第4把那个时候第4把还没打呢，但是第4把和第5把连扳2局都打得非常的不错。那接下来呢，我们最后一个问题要问一下了啊，就是现在的 BLG 你们将会怎么样来形容这支队伍呢？两位都可以用一个词语来形容一下，因为目前已经相当于第一赛段差不多快要结束的。来，欧文先来吧，用一个词语来想一想。 你觉得现在的 BLG 用哪个词语来形容是最符合当下的情况的？
我不知道，但是我觉得我们还是要好好学习，然后更加团队一点。
非常的踏实，好好学习，打得更加的团队。那 Daeny 教练，你这边呢？
어떤 단어로 이제 지금의 BLG를 비유할 수 있는지 궁금하대요.
都在认真的思考，给出最好的答案。
약간 아직 우량아 어떻게 표현하는 게 좋은 것 같은데요. 아직 다 같이 더 잘해질 부분이 많지만 워낙 잘하는 선수들이어서 네.
可以把这个词语说成优良吧，因为对于我们选手也是非常优秀，也有很大的一个进步空间。
确实，不管是从操作层面上来说，还是韧劲儿上面来说，各方面其实在这一个赛段里面 ，BLG 都做了很长足的进步。那么我们也期待在接下来你们要进入到的决赛当中，能够有更